Yo, what is up guys? Dubois here. Time to eat crow on this one. Daniel Dubois knocks out Nathan Gorman in 5 rounds in what was an excellent performance. Both guys going into this fight, were young prospects, unbeaten records, everything on the line. And this was a big jump up in terms of quality of opposition and also magnitude of the event. And Dubois handled that like a duck to water. He wasn't phased, he was calm throughout, and his performance was quite frankly brilliant. Almost punch perfect. I felt he was outstanding. I was really impressed with Daniel Dubois tonight. That's the best I've ever seen him, But the fight started quite lively in the first round. Dubois was the guy who was trying to apply pressure with short steady steps, popping that ramrod jab, trying to push Gorman back, and Gorman was trying to counter on the back foot. Gorman showed some flashy bursts of hand speed, trying to counter Dubois coming forwards, whereas Dubois showed his clubbing power with that jab and those chopping right hands. Round 1 was close, it was very competitive. I edged it towards Daniel Dubois. I felt he was the guy pressing the action and he landed the better shots, but round 1 was very close. Could have gone either way, but after round 1, Daniel Dubois really took over and dominated. In round 2, Dubois was closing the distance a lot more effectively behind that jab, pushing Gorman back, and the right hand came into play. He hurt Gorman against the ropes, and I believe he dropped him with a right hand. Also in round 2, Gorman was cut over the eye, and round 2 just wasn't a good round for Gorman. Everything started to go wrong for him, but to his credit, he was still trying to throw back. He was still trying to catch Daniel Dubois as Dubois was trying to finish him. He showed good heart in round 2. Rounds 3 and 4, Dubois in control again, coming forwards behind that hard jab and that nice tight high guard. He was pushing Gorman back, landing some good chopping right hands, and also he was doing a good job working the body. That's one thing the commentary team never really pointed out, was Dubois' body work. Some nice left hooks to the body, and also lead right uppercuts to the body that were very effective. Right uppercuts to the solar plexus of Nathan Gorman. They were very good shots. In rounds 3 and 4, Gorman did, land a couple of nice check left hooks, a couple of good counters here and there, but, he had no say in any of these rounds really. Dubois clearly won both rounds 3 and round 4. What I noticed was the fact that Gorman was really losing his shape. He was throwing that left hook from way out of range and throwing himself off balance. He was missing wildly at times with that left hook, and he looked like he was panicking at times. Maybe that was because of the magnitude of the event, or maybe that was just because of the pressure that Dubois was applying, but regardless, I think his lack of experience showed through, which makes, Dubois' calmness and poise even more impressive, because he was in the same position, a young pro with very few fights, but like I said, he took to this event like a duck to water. He handled the pressure, he handled the occasion, and he boxed a beautiful fight. So rounds 3 and 4, Dubois was in control, he was the boss, and round 5 was where it ended. Dubois once again coming out on the front foot, and he landed a lovely chopping right hand to the top of the head of Nathan Gorman. It dropped Gorman quite hard to the floor. Gorman tries to get up, but he basically gets up at 10, and the referee waves it off. I think Gorman was done. I actually think he could have got up a second or two earlier, but he knew that he had nothing left. I think Daniel Dubois really beat the fight out of Nathan Gorman. But congratulations to Daniel Dubois for winning this fight. He is now the new British heavyweight champion, and I've got to reiterate, this was an excellent performance by Daniel Dubois. I was so impressed with how he handled the occasion for such a young pro. He handled the pressure, and he looked so comfortable, and even technically, he was as good as I've ever seen him. He kept his shape so well, he covered up quite well at times, blocking shots. His jab was on point. He was outboxing Nathan Gorman with that jab on the front foot at times. Just a great performance. His timing also on the front foot. Dubois is getting better. When the guy first turned pro, I'll be honest, I really wasn't sure what we had there. But, recently I think he's starting to come on, and the performance against Nathan Gorman was excellent. And I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I like that type of style, seek and destroy, but at the same time, technically proficient. Really good stuff by Daniel Dubois. Where does he go next? I mean, now he's won this type of fight, I guess it's only onwards and upwards. Maybe a defence of that British title would be a good look for him. I would love to see him fight the winner of Dave Allen versus David Price, actually. But unfortunately, those guys are with Matchroom, so I very much doubt that would be a possibility. But that's the type of fight I would like to see for Daniel Dubois next. Not too big of a jump, but, another fight at domestic level, and then see how he looks and go from there. We've got to remember, there's no rush with Daniel Dubois. He's only about 21 years old. Again, very few fights. There's no rush, and, this guy is just getting better. So the future is bright for Daniel Dubois. As for Nathan Gorman, I mean, he shouldn't get too disheartened with this loss. He's very young, and he can certainly come again. A comeback fight, and then push on from there. Maybe there could be some good domestic fights available for Nathan Gorman in the near future. But yeah, I enjoyed the fight, and credit to Daniel Dubois for a great performance. Share your thoughts below. Peace.